falling in love with the lull when you're in the high, like getting yourself mentally there is the best.
Been times where I'll take a year and 2 years off, not even post anything, just gone like a hermit, knowing that
in the lab,
like as a creative, like I can create something that just brings that wave back at any moment.
That's the best part of like meaningful pieces of creative, like music. Like I think about it the same way about literally a 1 minute video. I'm like, I'm one fucking 2 sentences at the right moment, talking to the right person, being filmed at the right time, of like being right there.
Right there, yeah. It happens a lot. So
especially when you're creative, get excited when there might be that lull in 18 months, 15 months, 13 months, so that you can go and like be excited about your process. Attention is the #1 asset. You must be feeling amazing, huh? You're in it.
Yeah, man. Definitely tired, but good tired though.
Of course, better than the alternative.
Yeah, right. Not doing anything.
Yeah, my friends, when shit hits, people are like, "Man, I'm tired." I'm like, better than sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
You've been dreaming about being tired.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's honestly not even tired.
I know, it's just something to say. Yeah. But really, like, you know what I mean? Sure. When you're in this moment.
Yeah.
Fucking like, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure Luca feels tired, but I'm sure he's happy.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Seriously, man. Crazy game. Was that a crazy game?
That was a crazy game, man.
Yeah.
They whooped them. That's why it was
right. Still bad. I mean, you down 3-1, right? You were down 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1.
Like, why do you play against Luca? You gonna win 3 more games? No, that's crazy.
The best part though is like, back to like even how you thought about like your career, the best part of the game is everybody on Minnesota thought they were gonna win the next 3. That's why they got there.
Yeah.
You know? I think about that all the time. Yeah, I mean, obviously humans are humans. I'm sure some of the people on the team are like, yeah, we ain't winning this shit. But like, I think the best thing about like, when you're in your zone is like, you just always think you can.
Yeah. There's just, that man Luka's just
he's amazing. He's amazing.
You know, and then you got Kyrie that it's,
So
they knew.
What are you all thinking about these days? Like, what's like most top of mind?
Honestly, top of mind is keeping the train rolling. You know, as you know, it's like when you're working towards something, and then that something hits. And you're like, oh shit, we gotta keep going, and the work actually just started, you know. And I think and
what you do for a living, there's inevitable, like, it's impossible for it, like, especially off of something like this. It, you know, moving has to be defined, and even being mentally prepared for like 12 or 18 or 24 months from now, when there's the inevitable, like, if you just look at of course, it's just the history of the game. You mentioned the greatest of all time, I can point to of like, what about that 6 months? Or what about that 18 months? Especially back in the day when people like strategically thought about like overexposure. Like they purposely used to check out. Now there's just so much going on in the world. Even if you don't want to check out, the world will check you out because there's just so much. You know, so I think that's probably like getting mental, like I think about it for even my career as an entrepreneur that's public. Like I would argue that I'm like in a lull. Like I'm like there's different, and I feel like falling in love with the lull when you're in the high, like getting yourself mentally there is the best.
Get you back to the high quicker.
Yeah, because I also just notice a lot of people get way too anxious of like, they want to squeeze that moment as long, it makes sense. How do we keep the train going? How do we maximize the most out of this, you know? I'm almost of the mindset of like flipping it and being like, do your thing, doesn't change anything, but weirdly, consciously, not just subconsciously, get excited, especially when you're creative, get excited when there might be that lull in 18 months, 15 months, 13 months, so that you can go and like be excited about your process.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like getting excited for the thing that most people are fearful of is how you fucking sustain it.
I have a song about that. It's called Finally Over. The last song on my album is pretty much about that. But
it's
I mean, that's right. I mean, most of the things, like my career's kind of been like that. I've been times where I'll take a year and 2 years off, not even post anything be like just gone like a hermit, knowing that
in the lab,
like as a creative, like I can create something that just brings that wave back at any moment, you know?
Yeah, of course I know.
Just waiting, like fishing and not fishing, but you know, always having that
In the
thing.
lab.
Yeah, in the lab. Yeah.
In the lab.
It's always.
I get it.
And
That's the best part of like meaningful pieces of creative, like music. Like I think about it the same way about literally a 1 minute video. I'm like, I'm one fucking 2 sentences at the right moment, talking to the right person, being filmed at the right time, of like being right there.
right there, yeah. It's, yeah, it happens a lot. So, and it's thank you for having us.
Of course.
Pleasure to meet you.
I think that, yeah, same. I think the biggest thing, obviously there's a lot of people here and you guys can do whatever, but before I bounce, the biggest thing I want y'all to know is like, I'm super available. I'm obsessed with karma and relationship building, and we have so much going on in our world. So, if you see my hands and shit, they're like, oh, wait a minute, Gary said, like, fuck it, we want to actually get to that brand or that person or that platform. That's, I'm always kind of in the lab to be able to do it for me, but I'm in this great spot where like, I'll never be able to eat all the ingredients I'm creating. So doling those out. So make sure, obviously Tyler Schmidt, all the, there's so many great people in this circle. Like if there's anything that excites you that we might be able to be a contributor to, we're about that life.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, really appreciate that.
Is there anything top of mind that maybe you thought about? Or like when you thought about stopping by, or was there anything that you did want to hit on?
I mean, I think we'll look forward to like knowing what all everybody's doing, but top of mind just as like the touch points or talking points that we were saying. I know you guys are working on the Olympics. I know you guys will obviously continue to work on Super Bowl ads and things like that. So, obviously this music is blowing up at an incredible rate.
Yes.
The album just dropped today. There's like 37,000 people a second listening to his music right now on Spotify alone. So he's having a real moment. We just want to capitalize on those things and make the right decisions. We've said no a lot more than yes.
Of course. Good for you. So actually, let's flip that. Again, this crew is in the business of bringing things because they're in the things. And then you can say yes or no. But with me, if there's things you really, really want to do, please reach out. Because even if we don't work with them, I've got that relationship. Like if you grew up loving Slim Jims more than life itself, and you're like, in this moment, I just want to do some shit with Slim Jims, like that's some shit like keep that in mind.
Yeah, we'll do.
The reverse. Instead of being a receiver, going after Adidas or Levi's or whatever the fuck, or Slim Jim or Capri Sun or.
What's your philosophy with brands wanting to kind of touch their toe in the water as opposed to like really committing? And just because what we've been getting, just real quick, what we've been getting a lot is like these starter deals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
start here and we'll build a relationship. And I'm like, but we're already at a point where we should be the relationship.
I think humility is your best friend in this scenario. Like, I'm aware where you're at. And for this crew, we're thinking it's the most important thing because we think literally wrote a book called Day Trading Attention. Like we think of the moment is over everything. Even people that have put way more wins on wax prior. But I think for you need to think about it from a humility standpoint. Creating an ideology of how much or what's it supposed to be is straight subjective opinion. Every single day today, this week, with brands and people or entities, there were good deals and there were bad deals, right? Meaning, the way you need to think about it is first, like, are you excited about it? Back to that point.
Yep.
But then when it comes to the money, I wouldn't overthink it, and here's what I mean by that. Look, if it hurts your two feelings, like, you're allowed to feel whatever the fuck you want, but if you feel good about it, then you need to focus on that. Don't, like, I get it. You're trying to be, like, it's such an easy thing to get caught up in. Like, you know what you're in right now, and it's very likely, this is why we grew so fast, most business entities and marketing firms don't get it. And so you've got the logical part of like, fuck, we're getting under fucking bid. That is not something you can control. You control if you say yes or no, but don't walk from something that you think is the right exposure or you're just happy to fucking do because of the ideology of like they paid you half, because it's a subjective number. When I tell you that, like, if you, like anybody, that's Tyler Walsh. Tyler. Oh shit, sorry. Walsh, that was a big moment for you, bro. That was a subconscious big moment. Walsh, you might be my favorite Tyler in the company now. I just called you Tyler Walsh. This is a big moment for Walsh. You've been traveling, you've been vacationing too much.
I just been in the cut.
No,
How we doing?
we're chilling, man.
Good.
So that I think people make ideological, like, you know, like this is the cliche moment where you get high on your own supply and say no to some shit on some fucking ideology shit that like deep down you're like, fuck, actually like that could have been good for exposure.
Right.
It could have been good for a look. It could have been good because you just really want to do it. You want to go somewhere, you want to do that thing. Because they're all bricks that build on each other.
No doubt.
You know?
Yep. No.
You know, so if it's authentic to you, you'll never regret a yes. And I do think people get caught in these moments. So that would be my point of view on it. I mean, that's how I think about me. I get paid $250,000 to give a speech, but I'm willing to do it for free. It's very rare now because I value my time too much. But if I feel it, I'm like, you know, even if I don't even know why the fuck I feel it. On some like real life shit, I think intuition is way too suppressed.
Follow that energy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then you work so, you do grind, I pay attention, you grinded so hard for this moment that it's very easy to be like, nah, fuck you, we grinded for this, we got it, but just try to separate that. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When you feel good about something, most people never regret saying yes.
Yeah.
They regret saying no when they look back at it.
Appreciate that insight. Definitely.
Got it, kids?
Yeah.
Mike, anything from anybody here on anything before I bounce? My deposit is to not make it a 15-minute thing, to make it a 15-year thing, meaning like, you could just hit us.
Yeah.
Like, even, by the way, on some like, I really mean karma, not like I'm bullshitting you, on some, hey, we've got this, we don't really have context. This is what we're being, like, not even involving us.
Yeah.
We're being offered this. What do you know? I'll tell you everything I know.
But cool, give me your number.
973.